After 10 races in the SCSRA ARCA series, the stage is set for the top 12 to battle it out for the titles. What's on the line? Well, Rookie of the Year, the Team Championship, and of course, the Driver Championship. But those who didn't make the chase would love to play spoiler and find victory lane this season. 5 races remain. The chase for the championship begins tonight, right here on Royalty Racing Network. Hello everyone and happy race day. Joshua King with you once again. We are at Richmond International Raceway for race 1 of 5 in the chase for the championship, and we have a lot to go over in the pre-race show. First, we're going to take a look at tonight's track info. 135 laps is the distance. The stage will be at lap 40, and as always, these drivers have one fast repair. 82 degrees Fahrenheit is the outside temperature. The track is 89 degrees Fahrenheit, so very similar, nice and cool for these drivers. Should make these cars a little bit easier to handle as they make their way around the nearly 3/4 of a mile speedway here at Richmond. Now, when we went off the air last week, we did not yet know who the regular season champion was or who it was going to be. There were some penalties to be issued due to the incidents in the race, and a lot of things to figure out based off stage points and where everybody ended up bringing it home last week. But we have that answer now, and let's bring you the chase points as we enter race 1. Holden Wheeler is the points leader coming into tonight. He was, in fact, your regular season champion. We're going to try to get a few words with Holden tonight. He is also leading the race for Rookie of the Year, so talk about putting it all together in your first season here in the SCSRA. He's doing a great job of it. He's got an opportunity to clean sweep all of the titles here, as well as the team points. Sentinel Motorsports, Holden's team, does currently lead that as well. We're going to talk about a few more of their drivers as we go through this pre-race show. Vince Brent narrowly missed the regular season championship. I know he's kicking himself, but he can set his sights on that full season driver championship with 5 to go. Matt Baynes is in 3rd. 4th is Sharn Hill. 3rd and 4th, Matt and Sharn. Those are also Sentinel Motorsports drivers. So Sentinel Motorsports putting on an absolute clinic here this season in the ARCA series. Ryan Huffer, Jacob Neibel, Nick Walthorn, 5, 6, and 7. Ryan Hufford and Walthorn, a part of Hufford Racing, carrying the load over there. They're doing very well. Jacob Neibel, Andrew McKenzie, two representatives from Smoky Mountain Racing, and so they are doing very well as well. Ryan Gomes, AJ Evangelista, Lauren Vincent, and Josh Hall. So Neon Racing, as well as let's see here, Hufford Racing. I mentioned Beer Money Racing. That's the other one I was looking for, excuse me. Getting going here on this Tuesday evening. All of those teams represented in some form in the chase for the championship. It's going to be a wild and crazy one. Only 13 guys thus far in the session, but we do have about 12 minutes to go. Let's bring up our Rookie of the Year standings so far, and like to shout out Alicia in the chat, cheering on Nick Walthorn. Denise King, welcome in. Hello, Mom. Thank you. Folks, if you guys want to check out either Royalty Racing Network merchandise, Royalty Motorsports merchandise, the link is in the description. Amazing merchandise. Now, that is all brought to us, of course, by Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Comment for details or ask Denise directly. She's in the chat, and she'll get you hooked up with a good deal courtesy of Royalty Racing Network. Scooter, welcome in. Morgan, good to see you. Back to the Rookie of the Year standings. Holden Wheeler, as I mentioned, leads the way. Only over 6 points, or by 6 points over Matt Baines, teammate Matt Baines. Jacob Neibel is in there. Andrew McKenzie, a little bit hard to see the name there, but Andrew McKenzie, Caleb Neibel, Christopher Bishop on back, Shane Hines, Cale Thorpe. Some of these guys we haven't seen in a few weeks, but close race up top. Jacob Neibel could put it all together here in these last 5 races and spoil Baines or Wheeler's Rookie of the Year opportunities. Let's go trackside now, as we're going to take a look here at AJ Evangelista. You'll notice tonight, folks, a lot of drivers are running a Kyle Busch paint of some sort. And of course, unfortunate, Kyle Busch passed away at the young age of 41 years old on last Thursday, unexpectedly. And our thoughts, prayers, and well wishes are with NASCAR, all of his friends, and of course his family, his immediate family, and RCR family. So RIP to one of the greatest to do it in NASCAR. Whether you didn't like him or like him, you can't argue that he was one of the best to ever do it, Kyle Busch. Onward we go here. AJ Evangelista out on the speedway, and we're going to go check out Ryan Gomes. Ryan having a great season. He's about to pull off the speedway. He is 9th, as you saw just moments ago, in the chase for the championship. Here's Vince Brent as he smacks off the wall. Another Kyle Busch M&M's paint for the 92 of Vince Brent. Matt Baines, hold on to it as he drifts around turn 4 in the combo number 72 Toyota Camry out of Louisville, Kentucky. In both races or all 3 races for all 3 championships, if you will. Josh Hall is out there in the 81 Ford Mustang. Oh, apparently it's a little loosey-goosey off turn 4 tonight, at least in the practice time. Here's Tristan Cotton, newcomer this week out of Italy, Texas, in the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Chevy or Toyota Camry. I know how to read. Number 7, Tristan Cotton, joining us for the late going here in the ARCA series. Good to have him along. Here's Lauren Vincent, who narrowly made it. Thought he might miss out, but due to some penalties and some disengagement engagements in the SCSRA overall. He got in there, so Lauren looking to come up big, kind of a scenario like Joey Logano a couple seasons ago. I believe it was 2 seasons ago already, where Joey was going to miss the playoffs, and then penalty, failing inspection, put Joey Logano in. He went on to win the championship. So Lauren would like to repeat that, of course. Here is the number 54 of Nick Walthorn. Moto Freak, welcome in. How's everyone doing tonight on this Tuesday evening? I can't believe we're only 5 races away from the end of the season already. And we're in the last week of May. Time just flies by, doesn't it? Walthorn looking good out there. Ryan Gomes, who we saw pulling off the speedway out there out of Arcata, California, in the Dev Sports Cards Caterpillar Ford Mustang number 55. Having a good season, as I mentioned before. Here's Ryan Hufford of Hufford Racing in the 83 Toyota Camry. Oh, little blink job from Ryan. That's been an ongoing issue this season. He's managed to figure it out, though. Here's another M&M's paint, the Toyota Camry number 22 of Andrew McKenzie. I see, strategic. Moto Freak is strategic. I'm doing well, man. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Good to talk to you. It's been a long time. Yeah, there you go. Anthony, sit yourself out and come back strong, ready to go for next season. Hopefully, also right here on Royalty Racing Network. Foreshadowing, potentially. Let's get a word now. Let's drop in on the 07 pedigree Chevy Camaro of Lauren Vincent and talk to him. He's going to be shocked to be on broadcast. And we're going to see what he has to say. Lauren, welcome to the broadcast booth, buddy. We see you out there in the pedigree 07 Chevy Camaro. Talk to us a little bit about how you feel now going into the chase. Of course, all bets were off that you were going to make it after last week's result. And then all of a sudden, you got in. I told you in the pre-race before I even went live, you just got to get it done and go win the thing now. So tell us how you're feeling tonight about Richmond.
It's a little loose out there. I'm not going to lie to you, Josh. Trying to just keep the car under control, try to figure it out, and just stay alive and try gathering up as much points as I can.
Yeah,
but so far, not feeling too bad.
That's good. Yeah, you got the 07 10th quick right now. Of course, modest numbers here as far as the turnout, only 13 right now. But all you can do is go out there and deal with the situation that's put in front of you, of course. Let's take a look into the future, if you will. You got 5 races now to really get it done. It'd be a good time for that 07 team over there to get hot. What do you got to do to not only put it together here tonight at Richmond, but then string some good finishes together to maybe put yourself in the hat at the end of this thing?
Consistent finishes really is what I'm going to strive for the most. Try to get as much points as possible, whether that's some bonus points or by like leading laps or getting a pole or stage points as well. That'd be amazing to have. The rest of the season going forward, I'm pretty confident. Richmond is my only really concern. Not really too good at this track, but the rest of them I'm fairly confident at, especially the season closer with Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be a tough one. That runs very much like a super speedway, it seems like these days. Talk to us a little bit about this season overall. Of course, last season you were here in the SCSRA, missed out on the playoffs, different structure, but That's got to feel good. That's got to feel like you're building some momentum at the very least going into the next season, as well as Hufford Racing, who you joined this season, also performing very well. Talk to us a little bit about that chemistry and how that momentum feels that can carry over to next season.
It feels good. Really, we're all really talking, communicating very well. If someone's struggling, we do our best to help each other out and figure out where we're struggling at and make the team better. And I'm glad I was actually finally able to make the chaser the playoffs for the first time since my rookie season here. So that also feels very good.
Right on, man. Well, congrats on making it, and look forward to seeing you the next few races putting on a show like you tend to do. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight before we let you focus in?
Thank the team, Halford Racing, for having me on their team this season, and thanks to you for broadcasting, to the other admins as well, doing all the work behind the scenes, and Tilo's Food and Catering for being on the car for this Cowbush memorial paint scheme that we got going on, and McAfee's Auto Garage.
Right on, man. Lauren, always a pleasure to talk to you during the race, or before the race in this case. But best of luck tonight, and maybe we'll be talking to you during or after the race.
I sure hope so.
All right, buddy. Once again, folks, that was the driver out of Salina, Kansas in the 07 Chevy Camaro, Lauren Vincent. It's good to talk to Lauren. He's getting ready to go, and Matt Baines is going for a little ride. Folks, if you haven't done so just yet, please take a second to hit that little thumbs up under the video stream, and that is greatly appreciated, showing your appreciation for me here, and of course the SCSRA ARCA series. That goes a long way for both of us. Baines going to pull it down pit road. There's no one out on the speedway that we haven't seen yet. A couple guys that haven't been out. Jacob Nibel down pit road. Ian Davis is down there. Small field, looks like, this evening. We have 1 minute to go till qualifying. Like to thank the Glade Spring Company for being the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA series this season. They're located in Glade Spring, Virginia. You can find them on Facebook at the Glade Spring Co. or give them a call at 276-698-7193. Once again, 276-698-7193 for any and all of your propane needs. Trust Glade Spring. Taking some good looks at the confines of Richmond, Virginia, and Richmond International Raceway here. Short track racing tonight for race 1. Vince Brent is out there getting one last lap in, and the checkered flag will wave on the practice session. Moto, I appreciate that compliment, man. Appreciate that. That Combos car looks good. I'm going to guess, just maybe, that you made that car. Am I right? I could be wrong, I guess. All right, it's time to go qualifying here, and as always, you can follow along at home. Here's Andrew McKenzie in the number 22 M&M's machine, pulling out onto the speedway, the first one, along with Ian Davis. Ian Davis in the number 69. We haven't seen Ian out there just yet. And the Tony Lama Chevy Camaro, number 69, is Davis. Ryan Hufford will join him. Andrew McKenzie just crossed the stripe to go on the clock for the first time. This qualifying is going to fly by. Let's see if these drivers can figure out turn 4. We saw it be pretty loose there in the practice session. I knew it, Moto. Lap 1 for Andrew McKenzie. He'll set the pace, and he'll go 21.991. Ian Davis right behind him, 22.071. Only two guys to set a lap time. Ryan Hufford's coming around for his first lap. 21.973. Hufford puts it at the top out of 3 qualifiers. Lauren Vincent's out there to set his first lap time. 22.122, fourth quick out of 4. Ian Davis, 21.9 flat, goes to the top of the board. Hufford, Kenny beat Davis out on lap 2. 21.896 quick time for the 83 Ryan Hufford out of 5 qualifiers. Tristan Cotton put in a lap, 22.361, fifth quick out of 5. Lauren Vincent, good improvement on lap 2, 21.973 for Vincent. Goes up to third. Cotton will take lap 1, 22.630 on lap 2. He still sits fifth quick. Here's Nick Walthorn in the 54. Has yet to set a time as he comes out of turn 4, keeps it off the wall. Nick Walthorn. That might have been his warm-up lap. Jacob Neibel is out there in the 33. Ryan Gomes, Josh Hall also out there. Let's check back in. Neibel just went fourth quick, 21.982 on his first lap. Check in with Walthorn and see if he gets a time this time around. 22.119, sixth quick out of 7 for Walthorn. Check back in with Neibel as he comes off turn 4, right up against that wall. 21.892, quick time for the 33 of Neibel on lap 2. He goes to the pole out of 8 qualifiers, excuse me. Ryan Gomes, 22.288 on lap 1, keep it out of the wall. Lose some time there. Lap 2, still faster, 22.145, seventh quick for Gomes. Josh Hall, 22.213 on his first lap, ninth quick. Matt Baines, Holden Wheeler, AJ Evangelista yet to join us in qualifying. Josh Hall improves, 22.117, seventh quick. Vince Brent is out there. He just went 21.927, fourth quick for Vince. Matt Baines out on the speedway now, or at least making his way out. Baines, second in the Rookie of the Year standings. And doing quite well in the Driver Championship standings as well. What's been my favorite? I like the one, I think it's Andrew McKenzie, I believe. Who am I looking forward to racing tonight? All of them. I'm looking to see, though, as Baines goes to the top on lap 1, 21.8380, takes over the pole from Jacob Neibel. Holden Wheeler, AJ Evangelista yet to make their way out for qualifying. See if Baines improves on the already quick time this evening. He does not, but he'll be satisfied with lap 1 as it would appear that he'll sit on the pole. Don't think Holden Wheeler and AJ Evangelista will make it out there. What I'm really looking forward to, Morgan, is seeing a potential upset, if you will, someone that's in the chase, you know, maybe 10th on back, kind of out of it, and they just kind of string some things together, maybe put her in victory lane, make things interesting, and really give themselves a chance to get her done. That's what I'm looking forward to, but we'll see. Here's your starting grid for tonight at Richmond. Matt Baines steals the pole away late in the going. Jacob Neibel will start second, Ryan Hufford in third. Ian Davis will roll off fourth, and Vince Brent will start fifth. Lauren Vincent will start sixth, Andrew McKenzie in seventh. Josh Hall in eighth, Nick Walthorn in ninth, and rounding out your top 10 will be Ryan Gomes. Newcomer Tristan Cotton will start 11th. AJ Evangelista will start 12th, and rounding out your field will be Holden Wheeler in 13th. AJ Evangelista and Holden Wheeler elected to not take time. So they are starting on the rear. Matt Baines, Jacob Nibel will lead us to green for the first time. Lars, welcome in, sir. He says, let's go Matt B. Well, he had a heck of a start. He put that 72 on the pole. It was the 33, Morgan. Jacob Nibel right up there up front. The white M&M's ride. I like that one. But I also like the yellow one. Combos one is very nice. Didn't even realize that that was a Kyle Busch paint. I went through a long phase of, I'm talking years, where I did not watch a whole lot of NASCAR. And I got back into it. And here we are. Basically. Yeah, I really like that one. And I feel like, obviously, the original number was not 33, but I feel like 33 looks really good on the car as well, so it's kind of a combination. Just a really good fit altogether. Yeah, go Matt B and Lauren Vincent. All right, Morgan showing his love for some drivers out there. We'll try to keep all the M&M paints organized. But meanwhile, the iRacing.com pace car pulls off, and we're set to go green for the first race here in the chase at Richmond. And Matt Baines, Jacob Nibel side by side heading into turn one. And the 83 of Ryan Hufford going to pull it even with the 33 of Nibel now as Baines pulls away just a bit. Good run off exit there for the 33 as he manages to stay side by side for now with that 83 on the inside of Ryan Hufford. Baines leads lap one. Oh, Hufford blinking a little bit. We'll get off of him, and now he beats the 33 onto the backstretch, so they kind of go single file, and Lauren Vincent's a little bit loose. Looked like he had to check up a little bit, or he got into the back bumper of somebody there, threw him off a bit, but he saves it. Back to 11th now. Josh Hall will take over 10th. Ryan Gomes a little bit loose, it would appear. Going to allow the 54 to pull up to his side there. See if the 54 of Walthorn can get the pass done here on the outside, as we're nearly 3 wide up in front of these guys. Holden Wheeler already up on the move. Andrew McKenzie, Ian Davis battling right in front of him, so he's got a little bit of traffic to contend with here. As now it looks like Davis cleared, and he'll pull to the back bumper of the 92 of Vince Brandt. Holden Wheeler working around the outside. He works past McKenzie, already beside Ian Davis. You gotta wonder if that's gonna be a strong strategy long term. For right now, he's not too worried about it, as he does clear Ian Davis in that 69, already up 8 positions in 6 laps. Holden came out and said, I'm not going to qualify. I want a challenge tonight. Well, so far, so good. This is the closest battle on the racetrack right now, already just 7 laps in. The 09 now goes inside on the 92. Oh, Lauren Vincent, he's not out. He's there. Back to 13th. I think he just lost a lot of momentum. When he had that incident, so he's still moving. Holden Wheeler still working on Vince Brandt on that inside. We saw Wheeler make the majority of his early passes on the outside, but now he's on the inside, and Vince Brent going to let him go ahead and go. Maybe a crossover move now as the 92, a good run off exit of the corner, going to drive it back underneath that 09. This remains the best race on the speedway, and now very good run off turn 4 for Wheeler. He'll clear for 4th, and the whole field now single file. Lauren Vincent in the back of the field working on the 7 in the 07, as Lauren goes around Tristan Cotton now for 12th. He made that quick. Check in on our leaders as the 83 Orion Hufford keeps pace with the 72 of Matt Baines for now. 33 of Jacob Nibel right there. Holden Wheeler closing the gap to these front 3 also. All single file, and this is the closest battle or race, I guess. Not really a battle just yet. The 83 continues to inch just a little bit closer though on that orange 72. Holden Wheeler makes his way into the shot, now becoming a 4-car race for the top 4. A little bit of a gap to Vince Brent. He probably is settling in, saving tires, and you saw, folks, Ryan Hufford there just blinked for a decent amount of time. That's not what Ryan wants to see or hear. It's definitely not what Jacob and Holden want to see either. If Hufford goes missing, they got to just kind of guess where he may be. Holden Wheeler now on the inside of the 33 of Jacob Nibel. Very close there off turn 4. They don't make contact. The 33 does scrape the wall a little bit. Doesn't seem to have hurt him too much though, or if at all. Ooh, hit the wall a little bit harder that time. That might have more effect. It does. Holden Wheeler in the 09 now up 10 spots. The crossover move now by Nibel. Saw this from Vince Brent just moments ago. Holden was able to eventually battle and hold him off, and he does the same to the 33 of Nibel for now. He's going to go up the speedway a bit though. Now he clears him officially. Ryan Hufford, Matt Baines still battling it out. No races getting any closer near the back. Here's one slowly developing perhaps. Nick Walthorn creeping on Andrew McKenzie in that 22. Once again, folks, the stage is lap 40. Check back in with that as now we have a battle for the lead as the 83 Orion Hufford is on the inside of the 72 of Baines. Holden Wheeler teammates with Baines, coming in strong on that top side though, where he's made most of his moves tonight thus far. He'll take over second as Ryan Hufford goes to third. Jacob Nibel keeps pace there in fourth. Holden Wheeler hunting the front here early. About to be 20 laps in, and he's about to be 12 positions up. And he won't quite lead that lap. He'll need to wait for another opportunity as Baines gave it some extra muscle there to pull out in front of him just a little bit. Now battle for third here as Jacob Nibel looks to the inside of Ryan Hufford. Hufford held on to it for that lap, as did Baines for the lead once again. Good racing up front here, halfway to the stage already. Oh, look out, Holden Wheeler's loose. Nearly got into the 72, but kept it off of him. Had to fight the 09 from going around or going into that inside wall. He did a good job of it. Going to give the lead back to Matt Baines for now. Here's Nick Walthorn now working on Ian Davis. Andrew McKenzie since got around Davis, put a buffer zone in between him and Walthorn. Right on that back bumper on exit of turn 4 was Nick Walthorn. Vince Brent now being chased down by Andrew McKenzie. Two M&M paints here, the 92 and the 22. Oh, look out, Vince Brent, a little bit loose there. McKenzie has the same paint as Jacob Nibel, in fact. I thought I was seeing that right. Talkman, welcome in. Tony Jabroni, that is. I'm not calling him that, folks. That was from AJ Evangelista here in the 5 car. He said that. Holden Wheeler did just take the lead now. I took my attention off for half a second. That's how quick it happened. So the 09 now to the lead. Matt Baynes still in second, but the 83 and the 33 not far behind. Is 33 in fact right on that back bumper of Baynes as they go into turn 1 and 2. Jacob Nibel going to take the opportunity to go for the lead, and Ryan Hufford looking to go with him. Not going to have the same success. He'll have to wait for another opportunity. Matt Baynes closed him off there. Baynes now going to battle back on the inside on the 33. Now it appears Baynes just a little bit loose. Nibel going to take over second. Holden Wheeler already expanding that gap nearly a second for Holden Wheeler once he got to the clean air. Ryan Hufford maybe peeking for another opportunity on the 72. Now he's going to go to the top side. Give that a try. Not quite enough. They kind of get settled out just a little bit here. Now here's Ian Davis looking to the inside of Andrew McKenzie. Ryan Hufford in that 83 did get by both of them. Or, I'm sorry. No, that was Nick Walthorn we were watching. He's still battling with all these guys. Ryan Hufford's up here battling side by side, fender to fender with the 72 and Matt Baynes. Tristan Cotton on the inside. He'll go a lap down. He'll be our first guy to go a lap down. Let's go back here now. Watch this 3 or 4 car battle. Ian Davis up against the wall there. Andrew McKenzie holding off all takers so far. Here goes the 54 Walthorn on the inside of McKenzie. Yep, see, I have a good memory, Tony. It's a great nickname, to be honest. I'm not making fun when I say it. Hope you know that. Nick Walthorn still trying to get it done, and Cotton way up the speedway just to get out of the way. And tell you what, this right now, heck of a battle between Nick Walthorn and Andrew McKenzie. Something's got to give. Looks like Walthorn finally got the move completed. Just when I say that, McKenzie pulls back up to him. No, now it's completed for sure. Walthorn up 3 on the night. Second biggest mover to our leader, Holden Wheeler. It's a good battle here for third as Ryan Hufford still working on the 72 of Matt Baynes. Just when you think he's got him, he comes back, and same with this one. Now Ian Davis gonna make a move on Andrew McKenzie here in that 22. McKenzie gonna cross him over. He's got traffic. 55 of Gomes was awfully close. They were both loose. That might have saved Davis from getting hit into that inside wall. Not that Gomes would have done it intentionally, but you lose that momentum, and driver behind you sometimes has nowhere to go. Now Ryan Hufford is on the outside. Matt Baines is on the inside. Hufford gets the move done so far. We've seen it go back and forth many times. Go back and check in on this battle. Andrew McKenzie way up on that third line. Gonna open the door to Ian Davis. Almost got into each other, not quite though. McKenzie holds on as we're coming down to the conclusion of the stage. That battle settles out now, mostly. It's a little deceiving. McKenzie's going way up the speedway, and it looks like Davis is closing in on him, but then that good runoff exit allows McKenzie to really pull out there a lot further. Ooh, Gomes, hard contact into the wall. Got to keep it together here. Let's go up to Holden Wheeler now. Took him a few laps to get to the front, but once he got there, he never looked back. He ran away with it over a 1.5 second lead. Holden Wheeler out of turn 4 clean. Gonna bring home the stage win here in race number 1 of the chase for the championship. Rest of the stage looks like this. Holden Wheeler, Jacob Neibel, Ryan Hufford, Matt Baines, Vince Brent, top 5. Nick Walthorn, Andrew McKenzie, Ian Davis, Ryan Gomes, AJ Evangelista. With your final stage point, Holden Wheeler up 12, Walthorn up 3, Ryan Gomes up 1, AJ Evangelista up 2. Everyone else either down positions or right where they started. We'll take a brief commercial break and we'll go picture in picture. Don't go anywhere, folks. Plenty of good racing to come right here on Royalty Racing Network. All right, welcome back, folks. It would appear it was a good, clean pit stop for everybody throughout the field. And Holden Wheeler remains your leader. Jacob Neibel second. Matt Baines third. I guess the only one with a little bit of an issue would have been Ryan Hufford. He came out 5th. Still in the top 5. Nick Walthorn in 6th. Mackenzie Gomes, Ian Davis, AJ Evangelista, Lauren Vincent, Josh Hall, and Tristan Cotton should be the lucky dog recipient. Assuming he gets off pit road in time here before the field catches him, maybe not. Tristan may have to rely on another caution in order to get his lap back. Nope, looks like he did just get out in time. So all 13 guys still in the race, and all 13 guys still on the lead lap, as Tristan will hustle that number 7 around to rejoin the field. Have an opportunity to get those tires nice and warm, does Mr. Cotton. Alicia, hello, how are you? Joe, welcome in. Mr. Comment. We're back green after our stage caution, and Holden Wheeler, good jump out in front of Jacob Neibel. Took a few laps for things to settle down, but once it did, a lot of single file racing there in the stage. Vince Brentway up the speedway now, going to sacrifice third, and perhaps even more as now he finds the wall. Ryan Hufford going to be able to go around him for now. He's going to be able to drop to the bottom now in that 92. And single file they go up front for the top 5 at least. Ryan Gomes around the outside of the 22, Andrew McKenzie. Good move there. Now Gomes, a lot of momentum as the 54 might have caught the wall just a bit. Gomes had to take evasive action. Did a good job at it. Now Gomes and Walthorn battling for 6th rather. Side by side here for this battle and the one behind him. Actually 2 behind him as well. Walthorn going to be able to clear. McKenzie trying to clear Ryan Gomes. Looks like he will. We saw good racing inside and outside lane. We're both working throughout the whole first 40 laps that we saw there. Ryan Gomes now going to have to contend with Ian Davis on the outside. AJ Evangelista and Josh Hall battling behind them for the 10 spot. Ian Davis clears and Gomes backs up to the 5. 81 in the 07, barely caught the wall just a bit. Not sure what happened with Tristan Cotton. If he didn't catch the field or had a little issue there. Josh Hall has cleared for 10th. Now AJ Evangelista battling with Lauren Vincent. Check in the middle of the pack. Nick Walthorn, Andrew McKenzie looked like a little battle brewing. It cools off for now. Matt Baines right up on that back bumper of the 33 of Jacob Neibel. This for the 2nd position. Of course, Baines has Ryan Hufford to pay attention to as well. Top line is working strong, folks. Ryan Hufford looking to go 2 for 1 here, perhaps, as he almost cleared the 72 of Matt Baines. Just so hard to judge if they got him like completely cleared or, you know, only for a moment type of thing. Now Hufford with them both taking the outside lane. Still working on that 2 for 1. He does have Matt Baines for now, and now he's on the inside of Jacob Neibel. Oh, Neibel smacked the wall just a little bit. Hufford was loose. He held on to it, managed to maintain his momentum. 83 going to clear and pull it up in front of Jacob Neibel. Good move there by Ryan Hufford to take over 2nd. everything kind of getting single file here. AJ Evangelista and Josh Hall still fairly close. Ryan Gomes, Lauren Vincent kind of in a little bubble. Got around Hall and AJ Evangelista. He's in 10th currently. Now Matt Baines looking to the inside of Jacob Neibel for 3rd. Vince Brent lurking in the shadows. He's been in a little bubble since the restart. Baines not able to do it. Now he's going to lose a little bit, and looked like Vince was going to be able to close a little bit more on Matt Baines than he actually did. Already about 25 laps into the run here. Now Ryan Gomes creeps even closer to the 69 of Ian Davis. This battle for 8th. Well, Gomes continues to work on Ian Davis. Lauren Vincent is sneaking into the picture there, right behind him. Oh, there goes Gomes, taking a move on the inside of the 69 of Davis. This now definitely going to allow Vincent to pull closer to these guys, with them being side by side and having to maybe get off the gas every now and again. Sure they hit their line and don't hit the wall or each other. Ian able to hold on there for 8th right now. Lauren Vincent has caught these guys, and there he goes. Pulls to the inside of the 55 of Gomes. Now Gomes having to take the outside. He's loose. Good run though, kept it off the wall. Now Vincent gonna give him a little bit of a bumper into turn 1 and 2. Stay the same way it was. Gomes still holding on to 9th. Even Davis still in 8th. Lauren Vincent falls back a little bit. So that battle cooled off, and now Vincent way up the speedway. Oh, and he smacked the wall. I saw that one coming. He was just too far up there. Gomes looks to work back on Davis in that 69. Passing awfully hard right now, it would appear, all the way through the field. This, by far, your closest battle. Gomes will hit the wall, and that'll cool off that. He'll fall back a little bit to Lauren Vincent now. Lauren once again on the inside of the 55 of Gomes. See if you can make it stick this time. Not quite. Just looks like the outside lane right now a little bit better. As long as you can keep it out of the wall, you can get a very good run on exit of the corner and drive away. Check in with our leader, who's over a 1.5 second lead now. To Ryan Hufford, still holding strong there. Jacob Neibel, Matt Baines, Vince Brent, your top 5. Lauren Vincent still trying to work on the 55 of Ryan Gomes. AJ Evangelista is okay with this battle going on in front of him. He can close the gap as well. Josh Hall's back here hanging out, doing a good job. He's in 12th right now. Maybe saving some tires. Both the 07 and the 55 very loose right there. But they both hold on to it and keep it out of any contact with each other. Lauren kisses the wall again, but now Lauren has the right idea. He's up on that top side. If he can keep it out of the wall, he can get a really good run. Just when I say that, he goes back to the bottom. Here's a battle. Nick Walthorn, Andrew McKenzie. Walthorn working on McKenzie for 6th. Both switching back and forth, top, bottom. Something must have happened to Gomes as Lauren Vincent did get by the 55 for 9th. He's a little loose there. Now AJ Evangelista, as I mentioned moments ago, has creeped up on these two. Lauren Vincent now with Gomes in the rearview mirror will set his sights on Ian Davis. We saw Gomes get loose there again, and AJ Evangelista went by. Gomes bringing it down pit road here. Oh, and now we have a caution, as apparently Tristan Cotton involved. Let's go back and see what caused that one. Tristan here in the 7 Bass Pro Shops ride, heading into turn 1. Just got on it just a little bit too hard on entry, and around he goes. Oh, and he was right in front of Matt Baines and Vince Brandt. Good job, though, by Tristan, though, just to lock it up in the middle of the racetrack and let everyone else maneuver around him. Very nicely done there. If he would have not got on the brakes, he would have come back down in front of people, and if he would have tried to drive away from it earlier than he did, same kind of thing. Could have either backed up into somebody or drove down into somebody. So very nicely done there by Tristan Cotton. Holden Wheeler still on the point after the pit stop here on lap 76. Ryan Gomes kicking himself, the probably worst time to pit, but Ryan not even with us now. It says he's out. That's interesting. He wasn't having a bad evening. Strange. So that'll put Tristan Cotton up to 12th now. He would be your one and only Lucky Dog recipient should we have another caution come out this evening. Yeah, that's right, man. Wheeler is wheeling. Long way to go here, but he looks dominant for sure. Led every lap since he took the lead. I feel like he just wanted to give himself a bit of a challenge tonight, not qualifying. So once he worked through the field, he's been there ever since. Holden Wheeler, Ryan Hufford gonna bring us to green. 83 of Hufford been really, really strong these last 3 weeks. Got his first win 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. Podium last week. Now he's running second here as he squeezes the 09 Wheeler to see what he does. Didn't work. Wheeler, nice jump there. And now Jacob Neibel working to the inside of the 83 of Hufford. Like I said, though, that outside lane has been awfully good. Baines right on the back bumper of the 83, trying not to make contact. And now Neibel got loose, came down into, it looked like Matt Baines, who had obviously nowhere to go. So another caution out. Let's take a look here. I think he got loose, maybe tapped Hufford just a bit. Oh, looks like Hufford was loose, as was Neibel. And then the 72, innocent bystander, nowhere to go. Luckily for everyone else and Jacob Neibel, he went down below the racing surface and everyone else was able to clear above him. So he may restart on the tail end of the lead lap, but he'll live to see another day, be able to work through the field. Will the 33 with plenty of time to go and very little damage, it would appear. We're going to step aside for another brief commercial break. Picture in picture. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. We take a look here at Tristan Cotton getting the lucky dog. He'll be able to rejoin the field this time for sure, as they're just now taking the one to go. Is the, oh, excuse me, apparently not. One more in addition to that, I guess. Nevertheless, Tristan Cotton back in formation with the rest of the field. Once again, folks, Ryan Gomes out of the race tonight after having a pretty decent night. Not sure if he had technical difficulties or if something else occurred, but Ryan pulled it down pit road and then looked like he was pulling it back out right when the caution came in. You don't want to take a pit stop right as the caution comes out when you can pit with the full lead pack and remain on the lead lap. But then we just saw him disappear. So hopefully everything okay there with Ryan Gomes in the 55. Warren Vincent is on his way back up. He's now only down one from where he started. Ryan Hufford up one, Vince Brent up one, McKenzie up one, Walthorn up one, and AJ Evangelista up two on the evening. Pace car pulls off. Holden Wheeler, Ryan Hufford once again to bring us back to green. There goes the 09, and Hufford better start there than the two guys behind him, Vince Brent and Matt Baines, as Hufford automatically going to be able to clear for second. Baines going to slot in third. Brent up to fourth now with Ian Davis right behind him. Andrew McKenzie, Nick Walthorn, single file almost all the way through very early in the going on this restart. AJ Evangelista battling Jacob Neibel here, or better yet, the other way around is Neibel trying to maneuver his way back up through the field after being involved with that last incident. Working on Josh Hall right now. Josh currently holding the 9th spot. Nobody pit last time around, so everything basically stayed the same. Neibel way up the speedway, looking to keep it off the wall and get that really nice runoff exit. He does. Almost able to fully clear the 81 of Josh Hall. Now he will, as Josh gets a little bit loose. AJ Evangelista going to look to capitalize. Not going to be able to as he finds the wall. Josh Hall going to be able to go back around him. And AJ, even though he smacked the wall twice there, he keeps up the momentum on that outside lane. Good job by Evangelista there. Keep the pressure on for 10th rather. Nick Walthorn did get around Lauren Vincent, so he's up 2 now. He's up to 7th. Top 5 and 6 all strung out here early in this restart. Maybe guys trying to save tires, see if they can't run down Holden Wheeler late in this one, should there not be another caution. Have to see how that plays out. Lauren Vincent, our pre-race show interviewee, trying to work back on the 54 of Walthorn. Got a little bit loose there, and Jacob Neibel continues to chase him down now. Thought something happened up front, it didn't. Hufford just blinked a little bit. Saw Baines get by him in the timing tower on my side temporarily. Now Neibel goes to the inside of Lauren Vincent, pushes Lauren up the speedway just a little bit. They get off clean though. Now they make contact down the front stretch slightly as Jacob Neibel goes by. He may get a bumper for his cause. Not quite. He's going to clear by enough to not receive the front bumper of Vincent. So Jacob Neibel on the move. After being back on the tail end of the lead lap, he's back up to 8th. No Caleb Neibel tonight, I noticed. No, a lot of guys, obviously. 13 car field tonight to start things off. Ian Davis in front of Andrew McKenzie now, and see if this turns into anything. This, surprisingly, the closest battle. Actually, now it becomes this. Jacob Neibel working on Nick Walthorn. Walthorn, as I mentioned moments ago, he's up 2 spots on the night, so not a bad evening. I know he'd like to speak into that top 5 if he could. Here's Ian Davis, Andrew McKenzie now going at it. This for the 5th spot. Davis on the outside, McKenzie in that 22 on the inside. Davis just barely kissed the wall there. Didn't kill much momentum, it would appear. Walthorn happy to see a little side-by-side battling. As I mentioned before, it allows him to creep back into the picture and have an opportunity himself. McKenzie going to clear for 5th now. Davis very loose, holds on to it, gets back in line. Thought maybe he was going to attempt a crossover. Now Nick Walthorn going to look to the inside of the 69 of Davis. Not quite going to have it. Walthorn has to be careful here. He's got Jacob Neibel coming up behind him. Now the 33 going to elect to go behind the 54 of Walthorn. Walthorn going to clear Ian Davis, who appears to be struggling right now just a bit. Walthorn up to 6th now. Jacob Neibel goes past Davis as well. Walthorn with a little bit of breathing room and a lot of space in front of him to track down the 22 of Andrew McKenzie. Here's McKenzie. Holden Wheeler nearly got that lead out to a second. He does now. Nearly another second between Hufford and Baines. 2nd and 3rd. Vince Brent still hanging in 4th. Then you go back to McKenzie and Walthorn. Lauren Vincent working on catching up to Ian Davis. Not sure if Davis has some damage there on that right side. Can't see anything on the left side. Looks clean. But Davis dropping significantly here since the last restart. He's very loose there. Nearly goes down into the 07 of Vincent. Doesn't make contact though. Good job by both drivers to be aware and keep it out of each other. Lauren Vincent up to 8th now. On the comeback trail. Started 6th. Had a very early incident. Wasn't able to rebound much in that first stage, but he's up to 8th now, and he'll try to track down. Oh, and that's not going to help. I just put the old broadcaster's jinx on him. See how he handles that if he's got heavy damage. AJ Evangelista and Josh Hall now catching Ian Davis, who all of a sudden is way off the pace here. But I don't see any damage on the right side either. That's strange. You know what? I just noticed he had a 10-second pit stop, did Davis. He might have taken 2 tires to gain track position on that last pit stop, as now Vince Brent has caught the 72 of Matt Baines. This battle for 3rd, the only battle we've had up in the top 5 in a long time. Everyone still with me out there in the chat? Not falling asleep yet, are you? Jacob Nibel continuing to try to close on Nick Walthorn as Walthorn closes the gap to Andrew McKenzie. McKenzie and Nibel teammates. Do they put something together here to perhaps allow Nibel to get around Walthorn, but Walthorn not to allow or not to get past McKenzie? We'll see how that develops. This still a battle. Josh Hall working on Ian Davis now. So Ian Davis' strategy not paying off right now, as he's about to go to the tail end of the lead lap here. Tristan Cotton still out there giving it his best. He's on the lead lap as well. Nick Walthorn now, he did catch the 22 of McKenzie, with Nibel not close enough to put together any sort of team move here, I wouldn't think, but Walthorn not going to want to waste much time trying to get around McKenzie, or he will, the 33 will creep closer. He's there now. And now exactly that situation. The 22 electing to stay high. 33 went along with him. And now Nibel going to be able to clear Walthorn. So well executed there by teammates to allow Nibel to pull off the pass of Walthorn while keeping McKenzie out in front of both of them. Nibel, I assume, soon will want to go around McKenzie, but just like I mentioned, they'll try to pull that off in a scenario where Walthorn doesn't get around either of the two. AJ Evangelista somewhat closing on Lauren Vincent for the 8th spot. Josh Hall still working on Ian Davis for that 10th position. He's right there, but Davis electing to go to the high side. You've seen that be the prominent line all night long, just so much stronger on exit of the corners. Hall can kind of pull even with him, but if Davis maintains a good line through the corner, he's just not going to have a chance. And here we go now with Nibel trying to get past McKenzie. They got to make it fast, or Walthorn is going to come up and potentially sneak one away. They contacted, it looked like. They're both awfully loose. Well, that'll secure that. Nibel able to get past McKenzie, but with both those guys getting loose there, it kind of cooled off that battle altogether. Is Walthorn now going to have to crawl back into it? AJ Evangelista is still closing on the 07 of Lauren Vincent. This battle for 8th. They happen to catch Walthorn just a little bit. Yeah, amazing save by both those guys. Oh, close-up of Matt Baines in the 72. Right into his living room. This battle gets close and then it kind of separates a little bit. Nick Walthorn hasn't managed to close on McKenzie since he had that miraculous save just a couple laps ago. Ian Davis, Josh Hall still battling. Battle for 15, 20 laps it seems here. Now Josh Hall does get in front of him, but then he finds the wall. Gonna allow Davis to get back now. Looked like Josh got into him a little bit. They both save it. Kind of a hard camera angle to really determine what happened there. Walthorn still not able to close. Holden Wheeler maintaining a 2.5 lead on Ryan Hufford. Holden Wheeler just out of this world tonight. We haven't shown him much, but there hasn't been much to show. It's just him all by his lonesome out here dominating. Much better racing throughout the rest of the field at times. Oh, Lauren Vincent, nice save there by Lauren. That does allow the 5 of AJ Evangelista to get to the right rear corner panel, but he can't maintain, and Lauren goes back up in front of him. Lauren hanging on for dear life with that 8 spot. Matt Baines and Vince Brent has cooled off. Nick Walthorn now, maybe the 22 of McKenzie had a little incident. Walthorn pulled pretty close there all of a sudden. See if this race develops again. This battle would be for the 6th position, as we're nearly 10 to go already, folks. By far cleanest race of the season. Great racing still all the way through the field. AJ Evangelista still working on Lauren Vincent. Now looks like he might have an opportunity to pull to the inside. Lauren Vincent out on that top side. As long as Lauren keeps it off the wall, he will. He should prevail, and he does. Here comes Vince Brent now. Every time we show him, every time we show a battle get closer, the guy touches the wall, loses the momentum. Matt Baines maintains 3rd. Nick Walthorn battling now again with the 22 of Andrew McKenzie for 6th. 9 laps to go here in race 1 of the chase for the championship in the SCSRA Glade Spring ARCA Series, and it's all been Holden Wheeler. Started 12th on the field with no qualifying time, and has led every lap since he took over the lead. It is a great race. Matt Baines trying to make it 7 more times around to secure the podium. Nick Walthorn trying to get by the 22 of McKenzie. Just hasn't been able to do so. Probably McKenzie tapped the wall just a little bit. Now he's way up the racetrack. Good chance here for Walthorn, perhaps. Not quite. That run on the outside just too darn good. He's going to have to hope that being on the inside, McKenzie makes a mistake that kills his speed, and he can basically just drive right by him. Andrew McKenzie awfully consistent there. And we are 5 to go here. This one flying by. 2 cautions due to incident, small ones. And of course the stage break. That is it. These guys apparently have enough fuel. Doesn't look like anyone's going to catch Holden Wheeler, or Ryan Hubbard for that matter. Matt Baines has opened up some breathing room over Vince Brent, while Nick Walthorn still tries to battle with the 22 of McKenzie. However, that battle has also cooled down. AJ Evangelista trying to make late moves. He finally got by Lauren Vincent. That happened in the blink of an eye. So Vincent sits 9th, AJ sits 8th. Back up to Holden Wheeler as he's about to take the 1 to green. Or one to the checkered flag, 1 to green. I'm starting over. 1 lap to go here at Richmond. The white flag waves. This race is official no matter what happens now. No other battles on the speedway, and in dominant fashion, the 09 of Holden Wheeler takes the checkered flag at Richmond for race 1. What a way to start the chase for the championship. He came in leading the points, and he'll expand on that lead after tonight. Holden Wheeler put on an absolute show. Let's bring you tonight's full results as Holden Wheeler gets ready to celebrate. Holden Wheeler with the win. Ryan Hufford claims 2nd. Matt Baines holds off Vince Brent for 3rd. Vince Brent will finish 4th. Jacob Neibel will round out your top 5. Andrew McKenzie in 6th. Nick Walthorn in 7th. AJ Evangelista in 8th. Lauren Vincent in 9th. Josh Hall finishes in 10th. Ian Davis in 11th. Tristan Cotton finishes in 12th, and Ryan Gomes, called it early, finishes 13th. Folks, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break before we get to the post-race show. Good interviews with the top 3 coming up next. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, welcome back to the post-race show, taking a good look at our winner tonight, the '09 of Holden Wheeler. But let's first bring up the, bring up the chase points as they sat before tonight's race, and just how you can see now with tonight's results where people may be placed. Holden Wheeler, great performance. He will remain in that number one spot. Vince Brent brought it home in fourth. Matt Baines in third. No Sharn Hill tonight. That will hurt him for sure. Ryan Hufford manages a second place finish, his third podium in a row. The 83 of Ryan Hufford is on an absolute tear at the perfect time. Jacob Neibel managed to regain back to fifth. Nick Walthorn finished seventh. He was seventh in points. McKenzie finished in sixth. He was eighth in points. Gomes will be affected by that early finish tonight for Gomes. AJ Evangelista in eighth. Lauren Vincent finished ninth, and he came in 11th. Josh Hall finished in 10th, came out 12th. So near the back of the pack, probably not too much movement, but Sharn Hill, Ryan Gomes going to be affected ultimately the most, I would say. But without further ado, let's start our post-race interviews and start off with the 72 of Matt Baines, who brought it home in third tonight. Matt, congrats on yet another podium. Talk to us about the race tonight. Very clean, very competitive.
Yeah, it was exactly that. It was clean. I mean, 3 cautions. That's, I hate to say it, that's kind of unheard of in this series, but no, it was very clean, organized. I mean, very fast as well, and it was probably one of the toughest races of the season. It just was, just a survival, and if you can save your tires, and what you got at the very end.
Absolutely. And talk to us a little bit about the track development throughout the night. Early on, we saw that lower line. It was able to work. Top line obviously working. The top line became extremely prominent as the race went on. Was that something you knew would happen, or something you kind of had to figure out throughout the race?
There's a little bit of both. Especially on restarts where it seems that most tracks, the high side can work the best on restarts. I think Richmond is one of those where it really works if you can get a good run. And if you can stay side by side, you'll easily have the run. And especially later on, when your tires are wearing out and you got someone on the outside, well, you can't hold it down there, so you're going to have to back out of it just a little bit, and then they're going to have the momentum and just drive on past you. It's kind of, you kind of have to, experiment with lines and see what happens. And if you lose time, then you adjust it and, kind of go from there.
For sure. Well, I mean, your teammate, strong showing, dominant showing, of course, Holden Wheeler. That's going to make it even harder to chase him down. Ryan Hufford is on a tear, but nevertheless, strong finish for you there in the 72. Keeps those championship hopes alive. What do you got to do next week to put it all together, capture that victory that it looks like is going to be tough to come by here with some strong competitors?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to Chicagoland. I love that track. I love, you know, these cars at those kind of tracks. So just got to, keep doing. I mean, back-to-back poles, just got to keep doing that and try to keep the car up front and keep it clean and, stay out of trouble is the biggest thing. Just, you know, knowing when you got to back out and when you can be aggressive and, wear your tires out and save them and stuff like that, so just got to keep being persistent and experiment with different things.
Right on, man. Well, before we let you go celebrate the podium, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, I want to, start with my parents, family, they always are watching and, send me texts saying good job and all that. And then, I want to thank my partner who just, just actually arrived here when, I was doing my race. That was a very, 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 exciting and pleasant surprise. And then, I want to thank the team, Sentinel Motorsports, man. It's like what you said, we're on a tear. And, congrats to Holden, man. He put on a clinic. Me and him were the only two that led laps this race. So that was it was a Sentinel race, so we're just gonna keep on pushing and get that team title.
Right on, man. Well, Matt, go celebrate it. You got not only your third place finish to celebrate, but of course Holden's win. And Matt, we'll see you back out here next week.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Once again, folks, your third place finisher, the number 72 of Matt Baines. Another strong run for him and Sentinel Motorsports tonight. And let's get now with the second place finisher, the number 83 of Ryan Hufford. Ryan, congrats again on a second place finish. You looked great tonight. You were patient. Talk to us kind of how the race developed and if strategy changed at all as the green flag run just kept on going.
Yeah, with no cautions tonight, it definitely came into a tire saving race. I was hoping for one there at the end, just so I can come down and maybe put two on and spice it up a little bit, but I was tempted with about 20 to go. I was thinking about coming down and trying something different, maybe draw them all down, but I just ended up following Holden, and hats off to him. He drove a great race tonight. No one was in a zip code at all.
Right on, man. Well, you look great. I mean, I just mentioned it earlier on in the post-race show here, how that Team 83 is getting hot at the right time. I mean, what's the secret here, man? All of a sudden, you're turning it on. You're going to victory lane. You got a couple back-to-back great finishes after that. What's going on over there?
Oh, I can't give away my secrets. Come on now.
That's
But it's
true.
just
That's true.
learning how to tire save mainly. I always struggle with that, but recently I've gotten really better at that, and it's paying off in the long run. Like tonight, I was able to hold with him, but he was able to save just a little bit better. And I have to do a little bit more testing for Chicago because I do not run well there. So we'll see what happens next week.
Well, it's been impressive to watch. It's been fun to watch. You're someone that I've known almost the length of my time here in the SCSRA, and the progression and the success that you're showing this season has been amazing. So, Ryan, let's look ahead now after a strong finish here at Richmond. What do you got to do these next 4 races to really put yourself in the legitimate picture of taking that championship home at the end of the season?
Stay as close to that 09 as possible. Try to limit the gap that he can create, and just hope. I hate saying it, but hope something bad happens. But at the same time, I don't want something bad to happen to anybody. But it's just one of those, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you never know. That's the beauty of racing. One thing could change everything. Ryan, I'm sorry. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight before we let you go celebrate this second place finish?
I got to thank my teammates Lauren and Nick. They're great guys. I felt bad that I wasn't able to help them as much as I wanted to tonight. I was struggling at the start of this and slowly figured it out. I want to thank Jo for making these killer paint schemes for the three of us. And he had one made for him. He just wasn't able to run tonight, so it's a bummer not to have him. And I want to thank the league admins for everything they do, you for putting on a great broadcast, and everyone who watches your broadcast.
Right on, man. Appreciate that. You'll enjoy watching this one back, as I'm sure you always do. But go celebrate it, man. Another top 3 finish, another second place finish, going in the right direction.
Yes, sir, brother. Will do.
Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher, Ryan Hufford, in the 83. And now to get with your winner, the 09 of Holden Wheeler. Holden, congrats on the win. You were absolutely dominant. Was there anything that fazed you tonight or made you nervous, or were you just kind of out there on a Sunday cruise?
Well, the first thing that made me nervous is not being able to qualify and starting in the back, but I think it was better for me because I learned how to save my stuff and work my way through the field, and it ended up being a huge success for me.
Yeah, it absolutely was. That's a good way to put it. You came into tonight, of course, leading the overall points. You came in leading the Rookie of the Year points. Your team comes in leading the team points. Talk to us about this season, man. I mean, you guys through and through have, for the most part, been extremely dominant all the way through the season.
Yeah, I don't really know. This is my rookie year here, and I started at the end of last year, and I don't know, man. I just figured out some speed, tested at all these tracks to figure out what I needed to do to get better, and obviously tire saving was one of my biggest flaws, and I figured that out tonight. And I don't know, the whole team's been on a tear lately. This whole season's been great for all of us, top fives, top tens. We haven't really wrecked out of a race. I can't remember the last time any of us wrecked out of a race, but it's been really good here at Sentinel, and I'm just thankful to be here.
Absolutely, you're doing a great job. It's going to be fun to watch you these next 4 races. How do you feel about Chicagoland coming up next week?
No, I feel pretty good. I'm going to be ripping that wall just like Kyle Larson. Every lap, ripping that wall.
Right on. Very confident. Holden Wheeler here with us in the booth in the post-race show if you're just joining us. Holden, talk to us about the change. You mentioned it just a little bit, the tire saving. What kind of led to that light going off in your head, if you will, of just how to do that and how to make it work at all the different tracks that you have to go through every single week?
Well, I learned I just got to back up my corners and try and roll the center a little easier. Because I learned if you try and put too much brake into the entry of a corner, it slides your right rear out and heats it up and makes it wear quicker. But I don't know. I just back up my corners and slow myself down and realize you got to have something for the end to be worthy of winning one of these races.
All right, there you go, man. Good knowledge there from the 09, and everything's working out there, not only for you, but as you mentioned, for Sentinel Motorsports. So before we let you go pop the champagne in Victory Lane, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
I'd like to thank Sentinel Motorsports, obviously, because they brought me on this season, and it's been obviously amazing for me and the rest of the guys. Matt with a top 3, and I hope Sean will be back next week just to keep himself capable in the chase here. Thanks to my parents for these great sim hardware that I've got, and yeah, thanks to you guys too for these great broadcasts you put on.
Right on, man. Appreciate that, and fun to watch you race every single week. You've been making it better, and go celebrate it. We'll see you back out here next week at Chicagoland.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Once again, folks, that was your winner, the 09 of Holden Wheeler. And that concludes our post-race show. But if you haven't, please take a second to hit that little thumbs up underneath the video. That goes a long way, not only for me here at Royalty Racing Network, but the boys at the SCSRA. And I'd like to thank the Glade Spring Company once again for being the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA series. Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel being a sponsor here of Royalty Racing Network, and of course SM Racing Products. We'll see you back out here next week at Chicagoland. Everyone have a good rest of the week and a good night.